This quick video, I'm going to show you how to have quicker takeoffs and why it is important. So hang tight. Hey guys, I'm Paul the Motor Guy and welcome to my channel where I pass on riding tips, practice drills, and defensive riding strategies. Now, I'm a rider coach, a motorcycle sergeant, and owner and instructor at Prorider, Central Texas, where we teach police riding skills to civilian riders. So, why do I think having quick controlled takeoffs is important? Well, at work we say that we take off with a purpose. Now, the reason is we want to separate ourselves from traffic whenever we get a chance. Now, let me give an example why this is important. So several years ago, one of my guys was going home from work. And at the time, we were working a 9 to 7 shift, so it was dark outside. So he had stopped at a traffic light at a major intersection. When it turned green, he took off with a purpose and separated himself from traffic. Now, when he got a couple miles up, there was a deer that came out of the median and he center punched it at 70 miles per hour. Now, he did a good job separating himself from the motorcycle. The motorcycle went into the median and he slid for 10 seconds across several lanes of traffic and ended up on the shoulder. Now, many riders will survive the initial fall and then get run over by traffic behind them. But because he took off with a purpose and had separated himself from traffic, the vehicles behind him had enough time to stop before running over him. Now, I know this scenario could be run 1,000 times and have a different outcome each time. But I do know that for this particular incident, him separating himself from traffic definitely did not hurt him. Now, let's talk about the 3 common things I see riders do when taking off, which leads to slow takeoffs. The first thing is that riders will start with the clutch lever pulled all the way in prior to taking off. Now, the problem with this is that now you're guessing where the friction zone is and when the motorcycle is going to start to move as you're rolling on the throttle, which slows down your takeoff. The second thing is that riders will tend to roll on the throttle and then slightly roll off the throttle before rolling back on the throttle again, which looks like this. Now, the third thing is that riders are too slow with their throttle roll on, which again makes for a slow takeoff. So now that we know some common things that riders do that contribute to slow takeoffs, let's talk about some things that you can do that will speed up your takeoffs. So first, let's talk about the clutch. So as I'm waiting to take off, I sit with the clutch lever right outside the friction zone. By doing this, I take away the dead space just before the friction zone. So now I know that when I release the clutch at all, the motorcycle is going to start to move. So there's no guessing. The next video will show how smooth and steady I roll on the throttle. Now, as I'm taking off, I will roll on the throttle first, and then I will slowly release the clutch lever as I continue to roll on the throttle with one continuous roll on. Now, let's head outside and I'll demonstrate this on the bike. Now, the first video will show the takeoff, and then the second video will show the clutch and the throttle. Now, by applying these easy tips, you will speed up your takeoffs. Now, I did a video on how to improve your shifts, so be sure to check it out after this video. And until next time, practice, 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 and ride safe.